Hello, it's Gray.
Hello, it's Crystal.
And this is Best Asian Beauty, a supernatural commentary podcast where I, someone who has seen this show several times,
And I, someone who only knows the show through social media, discuss every single episode of Supernatural from start to finish. Also, we are both Asian.
both Asian. For today's episode, we are gonna be discussing Season 6, Episode 12, Like a Virgin, written by Adam Glass, directed by Philip Segrisha. Hi,
Deeply
Phil.
unserious episode.
There was a lot of zooms this episode. I was tricked into thinking this was by Robert Singer, and it's literally not.
He
But
was in
there was-
drag. Phil Segrisha was in drag.
Literally. And I found it so... Honestly, I was like, wow, for the first time, the zooms don't feel like there's too extra. Like, they just feel just right. Like, they're well-timed. The zoom into Sam's face after Cass tells him that he's been walking around with no soul. Like, I was like, wow, they really were able to accentuate Jared Padalecki's acting skills. Like, good for them. And it literally wasn't Robert Singer.
Yeah.
So,
no, he
yeah.
never learned.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
This one aired in February 4, 2011, which is so wild because the last one was in December 14. Do you remember?
Yeah,
Like-
so that's why they had a road so far, I suppose.
Yeah. This is they're back after the mid-season hiatus. The whole point is to introduce the plot of the second half, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And they did do that. They very much did.
Okay, it's an episode that is meant to be very, I think, emotionally serious, given that it's the Sam Comes Back episode. Why did they pair it with a stupid-ass case and then spend, 5 minutes of, a pretty short episode on what if Dean was talking to a professor from porn instead of a real woman? And what was all of this? What was all of this? There were good stuff. I was very happy to see Sam again. But I
was
feel
very
like the
happy to see
use
Sam again.
of time was not good.
God, I feel so called out. This prof literally is like a professor from pornography. But I loved her.
God, I could not because of how she was a professor from pornography.
I was both fascinated by and irritated by the fact that they implied that something was up with her and Bobby.
Yeah, as if.
Yeah. First, I was irritated because I'm like, oh, fuck off. But I was also fascinated because I'm like, what is... Bobby's living the bisexual dream. He's literally having terrible situationships with everyone. And good for him.
That's
Literally.
true. The fact that she hates him is quite fun.
Yeah. I love that, she hates him. Rufus hates him. It's so important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Love is love. I have been saying that so much recently. And it's true.
Yeah.
Love is love.
I agree.
What did you know about this episode before going into it?
Truly nothing, but by the time the second girl gets attacked on screen, I was like, oh wait, this is the dragon episode with dragons who are literally just a man. So that's all I knew.
Yeah. I did not, prior to watching it for real, I knew a shocking little about this episode. I didn't even know that when Sam comes back, he doesn't remember initially. I thought the Cass is alive too is from somewhere else. Where could it possibly be from else?
Cass dies so
it's-
much.
Yeah, but
Probably
I feel
season 12 it could have happened, right?
It
'Cause,
could have
Cass
happened
gets
in season
stabbed, Sam
13.
gets kidnapped by B-Mall.
yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, what if in season 12, there is a scene where Sam goes, Cass is alive too? And there's just two of them. There's just two of these scenes.
Maybe so.
The one has the iconic, like, Sam praying for Cass. Love that scene. I had to slow it the fuck down for an AMV once. And it's been embedded in my head since then.
Excellent.
Yeah. And of course, the dragon, who is literally just some guy. It's kind of wild. I miss Sam so much.
No, same.
When they were just doing the case, I was like, and Sam's doing a case.
For real.
I know that you didn't like the case aspect of it. I mean, I've said this over and over and over again. I love case apps. And this one, it's like straddling the line, but it is pretty solidly, I think, in the case app camp. And I love that. I love a case episode, and I love even more so that Sam is back doing a case episode.
Yeah.
I love Supernatural. Who would have
I
thought?
like Sam Winchester and Castiel.
Yeah. Sassiel is so real.
No, Castiel's the realest thing in the entire world this episode. Cass don't give a fuck about Dean, also. Like, Castiel's super unreal and Castiel's super real this episode.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's start. We have a very long road so far. And the song is like, it just repeats like, we're back in the saddle or whatever, like throughout the song or something.
And they are.
And they are back in the fucking saddle. And I don't know, it's just a recap of season 6. There's like nothing creative about it. Do you feel like?
Yeah, no, I felt pretty disappointed.
Yeah, because usually they do have like a theme going on or like something that they repeat and like makes you go, oh my god, so true or whatever. Or like just an incredibly funny line to lyric situation. But here it's just whatever.
Was there a monster there was a monster I didn't recognize in it.
Which one?
The big eyes, CGI, whatever thing. I forgot where that was from.
I truly don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, it was a creature. It looked sort of aquatic. It had really big eyes. And it looked very CGI'd.
When did we get a CGI monster in season 6?
I feel like what it was is that it was probably a person most of the episode, and there was a brief moment when it like its true form was revealed, and I just don't remember what monster that was.
And I was knitting and you were glugging water or something. What happened?
Yeah, I think that is true.
Okay, well, we start the episode.
Well, I guess the only thing to say about the road so far is that I think, as has been misused in the past, the Lisa, I need you to go, you're a hunter line is used again, and it makes it seem like that's why she broke up with him in the road so far, and it's not. They were literally having a normal conversation about balancing life in that scene. But oh well, sorry,
Lisa.
Lisa.
What's fascinating is like I feel like Dean has started to rewrite in his mind why that relationship fell apart. Also,
Yeah,
like we haven't really heard him talk about it a lot, but I don't know. I'm just excited to see how he does talk about it when he does, because I mean, Cass is gonna erase those memories soon, so like we're gonna see him again. Yeah,
that's crazy that he did that. Like, Dean hasn't even seen them. Like, by that point, Dean hasn't seen them for over half the season. They probably already forgot him.
Yeah, it's a very easy thing to forget.
Yeah.
We start the episode. A good old-fashioned, like, like, literally unrelated to... It's not unrelated, but, like, it's not related to the plot. It's just fuck all, so important. It also looks very bad.
No, the CGI plane is not good.
No, because before watching this episode, Crystal told me, like, hey, there's, like, a plane crash this episode. Because I've been having, like, weird, whatever, anxieties about planes. very valid, if I must say. Like, I don't think that's like an inflated
Yeah.
reaction. I think that's literally normal. But like, I was like, oh, there's gonna be a plane crash. Okay, I'll consider that. And then I saw this, and I was like, it's so
In no
far
world would this upset me because it looks so stupid.
This is so far beyond the realm of reality. And I'm like, that's it's not happening. And
Real.
yeah, so it's like this super tiny. What is the difference between a plane and a helicopter?
I don't know.
I don't think this is a
think-
helicopter
Yeah, no,
because
okay,
it doesn't
well,
have the rotation on the top.
Yeah, I think a plane has the big wings on the sides and the
Yeah.
helicopter has the spinny thing on top. Propeller.
Yeah, and this has the wings on the side, so this is a very tiny plane, so small. Think of the smallest plane you can think of. It's smaller than that. Like, this is crazy small. And it's like a 2-seater, like fully. The pilot is just some guy. Like, it's not like he's not like in pilot or anything. He's just like a hobbyist plane flyer. Plane flyer. And the passenger is this girl. Later they say she's 22, right?
Yeah.
And like, so yeah, they're like a young adult couple. She is terrified because the boyfriend like made her go to this flight. They didn't expect that there's going to be so much weather. I don't know, like hijinks happens. She's like, oh my god, there's a giant fucking thing flying beside us. And the guy's like, no, that's just birds. And then he told her like, just close your eyes. And then she did. And then a giant fucking thing gets the boyfriend out of the plane, like fully out of the plane. Mm-hmm. But the plane's still flying. Like the windshield is gone, and the plane has not changed like directions at all. Like
Yeah,
no
it's
pressure
just
changes
a little
whatsoever.
windy now.
Her hair's just being swept by the wind. Anyway, that's like the end of it. We don't see her get taken, but don't worry, she does.
Yeah, we just hear it scream and fall
Yeah.
a bit. We cut to Bobby's, and Sam still has been put back in, but he's still not awake.
Yeah.
And Dean's standing outside
Well,
anxiously.
We
Yeah.
we opened the door, and it's Cass going out. Or are you just about to say that?
Yeah, I'm about
I'm
to
so
say
sorry.
that.
I
You're
just thought it was
good.
so important.
It is very important that we open the door and Cass comes out. And
he's rolling
yeah,
down
this
his-
yeah, you have used this in a certain AV that I think we've truly never mentioned, and definitely don't mention several times per episode.
Literally.
But that is what makes them good in bed.
Literally.
Yeah, so he's been giving Sam a checkup, and his soul is there. And Dean's like, well, is he gonna wake up? And Cass is like, I'm fucking pissed at you. Probably not. He's probably dead forever. Have fun, Dean. And specifically, he tells Dean, like, I warned you not to put that thing back inside him. And Dean's like, well, he was dangerous walking around without a soul. And Cass...
Cass recommends that he should have just killed him then.
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't say
he
it like
says-
that.
He says that Sam's soul felt like it had been skinned alive. And he's, like, really angry.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we
Yeah.
haven't seen Cass be
he
this
does the
upset.
like, he does the menacing walk towards, you know, the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Like, when was the last time we've seen him this angry?
I have given. 2 of my brothers died this week. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the
it's-
line for that one? 2 of my brothers died this week. I gave you everything for nothing. So keep your opinions to yourself. It has the same vibe as that.
Yeah.
Because
it
he's
does.
also menacingly walking towards Dean. Of course, the other time we see him angry is when he literally beat Den up in a alley. But, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, baby.
Literally. Do you remember that episode we were like, we don't know how to talk about this? And we literally did it.
Yeah. Well, and we didn't. And yeah, and he says, if you wanted to kill your brother, you should have done it outright.
Yeah.
A real slay of a line, I must say.
Yeah, and like the way that I feel like Cass is the only one on Sam's side.
Yeah.
Like the way he's so angry here on Sam's behalf and the way he's so happy later, like it's just so nice. It's so wonderful that he literally hated this guy and left him so like on the fucking cage and also did not answer. He also didn't answer his prayers for a year, but you know, the prayer
Out
thing
of
was on
guilt.
purpose.
Yeah. Out of guilt and being very busy. That is probably part of the anger, the guilt.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I would like to
yet.
believe. I'd like to believe it's just because he loves Sam.
I mean, I'm sure he feels a thing for Sam.
No, I agree. I do think that he loves Sam and that Sam is his family or getting there. But yeah, I think the guilt
Sam is
part
his
of it.
family.
Is he not yet?
Like, he thinks he looks at Sam and he's like, Sam, you're my family. Even saying it is so weird. It's just so weird.
Yeah,
I
think maybe post God's TL and all of that, I think it is closer to when that is true.
When do you think Cass starts thinking of Sam and Dean as like family? Well, first of all, I just want to say personally, I find the whole thing ridiculous that like you have to put the label family to someone who's not a family to make it valid that like they're like they're important to you. Like I feel like it's
what
a
if
lot
they're
of like
secretly half brothers?
No, but I feel like that's a reference to the Kite Runner.
Yeah,
it's a good book. It's a good. We can't say that. Well,
it's not a reference to the Kite Runner.
It's literally not. Who wrote the Kite Runner? Khalid Hosseini, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So check it out, or maybe not. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know anything about it. We've never said anything about it.
I don't know. Warnings for like 3 different child rapes, I guess. If you do read it.
Oh, I just feel like the whole idea of like we need to say that it's like we're family. It's like they're trying to say that like family is not the most important thing, and the way we say that is to just assign the other people family. Like it's so, like it's so giving the primacy to the concept. So first of all, I just want to say that. And then my second thing I want to say is, when did Kat start thinking Sam and Dean as his family?
I think before season 9, so that the being kicked out was such a shock.
Interesting question. I don't think so. He was literally gonna lock himself up in heaven.
In when?
In season 8. At the end of season 8.
I mean, that sounds like something anyone would do.
Yeah. So true.
I also didn't know that.
Lock himself up there. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool. I have no clue what the context is, so...
He's gonna close the heavenly gates, and Metaton tricks him. And there was a cut scene where he was supposed to enter a room, and there's like naked pictures of Dean in there.
Oh yeah, I think just shirtless, but
shirtless. So true, just like Cass in season 12.
So true. In another deleted scene. Well, when do you think Cass started thinking of them as his family?
I think having to choose Dean over Heaven in season 9 was it.
Didn't he also do that in season 8 in Goodbye Stranger?
Yeah, but that one was like too gay, you know? Like that one was like
Okay, and this was when did he start thinking of both of them as his family?
Yeah. So yeah, not just Dean. I feel like season 8 was just Dean, and then season 9 was like Sam's also there, etc.
Okay, doesn't Dean already think of Cass as his family at this point, though, in some way?
I think he says in season 6. I think Dean thinks of Cass I suppose the way we're using family so nebulously is hilarious.
We're using it in the way that
That's
the
super
text
random.
we're discussing
Yeah.
uses it.
Like,
I just feel like the
in
man
season
who would
6,
be
he will
king...
say, "You're like a brother to me," or something.
Is that in season 6?
No, okay. In season 6, he goes, "I've lost Lisa and Van, and now I've lost Sam. Don't make me lose you too."
When did he lose Sam?
I don't even know.
Isn't he so back? Isn't he so back?
I think it's when it's Cass, like, takes up the fucking wall.
So that's season 7 then.
No, that's season 6.
Oh no. When he's begging Cass to be Normo. That's fair.
At the end of episode 20, which is the man who would be king, he tells Cass, like, "Don't make me lose you too." And Cass goes, "I can't." Dean was like, "Okay, then I'll do whatever I can to stop you." And Cass goes like, "Well, I'm just you're just a man. I'm an angel." Or something. Literally. I can't wait.
Yeah. I think the moment I was thinking about was when Dean told Sam, like, if this was, like, literally anybody else but Cass, I would have, like, mistrusted and tried to kill him already.
Guys. Well, like, yeah, wonderful.
Wonderful.
It's Cass. That's what he said to Bobby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever, maybe Destiel can be a little bit real.
But the thing is, like, that's not the Team Free Will as family. That's just Dean and Cass.
No, it's just Dean and Cass being a little bit gay.
Sam the entire time was like, "No, Dean, he's betraying us." Like, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think Bobby needs
Cass
to die
doesn't
before...
love Sam or view him as his family, I suppose.
I vehemently believe this. Bobby needs to die first. Before Cass, like, replaces him as the
promoted.
third family. Yeah, they need to fire Bobby first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
So right now they're just still gaying it up.
But yeah, anyway, the line, "If you wanted to kill your brother, you should have done it outright." I like it because I think, correct, Dean did want Sam dead previously.
Yeah.
A good time. Dean and Bobby drink a little bit and wait for Sam to wake up.
Yeah, Bobby says, "Just cause it kills your liver doesn't mean it ain't medicine." And you know what? It's true.
Sure. So...
I'm not promoting alcoholism. I'm just saying a lot of medicine kills your liver. It's a true fact.
That's true. So, yeah, Bobby mentions the plane crash we saw in the cold open as a potential case, which Dean wants to take on as a distraction. He hears from behind him Sam saying, "Dean," and it's Sam and he's back! It's Sam!
So
oh my
happy.
God. Yeah, I know the whole time Soulless Sam was on screen, we were like, we love him, we think he's so funny. Like, I don't give a fuck about Soulless Sam anymore. Hi! I missed real Sam.
Later, when, you know, he finds out, and then he stops himself from confronting Dean there and then.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Sam!
That's Sam!
Yeah, because, like, if he was soulless, he would have just done it. Like, you know, I mean, the confront Dean,
or not done it and tried to kill him.
Yeah, but, like, the fact that, like, that is him trying to be, like, the emotional sensitivity of I can't burden Dean with this before we finish the case. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, I haven't, like, I think I said, like, when Soulless Sam was happening, that, like, Sam should have just been, you know, like this. Like, he should have been like this towards Dean the whole time, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the reality of the situation is, like, Sam is a thoughtful person, and he's so caring. And, like, I don't know, you know, like, I think it poses such an interesting question of, like, what makes a person themselves?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, yeah, Soulless Sam was Sam, but I don't know, like, the way Sam words it later, it's very fascinating. I was deeply fascinated by it. And also, I missed him tremendously.
Yeah, I saw him doing his little facial expressions, and it did make me almost tear up.
Yeah. Can you believe that Supernatural is a TV show that we like?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really believe that other part, but it is a TV show.
That's true.
Yeah. And, like, Dean stands up in shock, and then Sam goes over to him and hugs him so tightly.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be a very deliberate departure from their, like, 601 hug, where Sam's like, okay.
Yeah, and Dean was the one doing the emote thing. Like, Dean is actually primarily just shocked.
Sam sees Bobby, and he's so happy to see this man who loves him like a coworker who tried to kill him. And he hugs him, and then he goes like, wait, like, I felt Lucifer snap your neck. And Bobby goes, well, and Sam goes, Cass is alive? And he's so happy about it. He's so surprised and so happy about it.
Yeah. Like, it's not just a passing remark. They linger on it, and I'm so happy that they do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking of the last conversation that they must have had at this point was like Sam telling Cass, like, take care of Dean and Bobby.
Mm-hmm. And Cass being like, can't do it, but okay.
Oh, you want me to lie? He's so iconic.
He's so iconic.
And but I suppose I didn't really think of Cass and Sam as friends in season 5. Like, not particularly. But, like,
Cass warns Anna to stay away from Sam and not hurt him in a very intense way.
Yeah, but, like, do they have bonding moments? Do they ever bond?
Probably not profoundly, but...
So true. And Cass did explicitly say this. But, like, it's nice to know that Sam seems very fond of him. Like, even still. That's his buddy.
It's his buddy. He says that he's starving.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which supports my theory that Soulless Sam didn't need to eat.
Yeah, he might have done it less often.
It could have been also just that he was asleep for, like, God knows how fucking long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it could be anything. It doesn't support nor deny anything. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's gouging on the sandwich. They're like, Bobby and Dean are trying to whittle out what Sam remembers. And we get, like, flashbacks of Swan Song to tell us that, like, Sam is being for real. Like, he's not lying about the fact that this is what he remembers, and all he remembers, like, going into the pit and then, like, waking up, like, a couple minutes ago. And Bobby is trying to press. He is trying to press. But Dean keeps on stopping him. Apparently, it's been 1.5 years. And so it's been half a year since the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So how long do you think has it been since Lisa and Ben?
Okay.
Like 3 months, Roy?
Well, wait, okay. The last time that they talked in any way was in You Can't Handle the Truth, which was 606.
Okay.
So yeah. But also, I feel like the hiatus is... No, it doesn't actually mean anything. So yeah, 3 months.
Anyway, Sam asks, like, was it Cass? Dean goes, nah. And Sam starts, like, accusing Dean of having done it. And Dean goes, like, me
like
and
done a
Death.
deal or something.
Yeah, me and Death. And Sam's like, Death? The horseman? But Dean is like, no, it's over. Slate swipe. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Sam asks, like, pointedly if there's anything else that he needs to know. And Dean just goes, no. Hell yeah. Love life.
Yeah. And Bobby's not enjoying any of this.
I was wondering what Dean's game plan is. Because, like, Bobby points it out, right? Like, what are you trying... Like, he's gonna find it out.
Yeah.
At some point, he's gonna figure it out. Or somebody's gonna tell him. And he did both. Good for him. He's so smart. Like,
Dean's just trying to have a nice week. I think that's really it.
yeah. I suppose it's not, like, to be fair to Dean, I never considered that maybe the reason why he's hiding it from Sam is because he knows Sam will be guilty.
Mm.
I don't even know what I thought he was hiding it to Sam for.
To prevent the wall from coming down, I think, is what he says explicitly.
Okay, you're right. That one. But, like, I thought it was just like I don't know, like a power trip thing. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, but, like, like, oh, this is a situation I have control over. And he must have felt so powerless with Soulless Sam.
Yeah.
Because of how Soulless Sam acted and felt and etc. And so there must be a part of him that is vying for that control back. And that's how I felt about a lot of what he was doing this episode. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, it is so that the wall doesn't crumble, fall to dust, and disappear, but yeah. That's the thing. I'm like, it's not Dean's call to make, but also, like, I suppose it kind of is. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is just lacking on my part, but I never really considered that part of the equation would be Sam's gonna feel so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I explicitly mentioned that as one of the ways Dean can guilt Soulless Sam into doing better. It's by telling him that, like, when you get your soul back, you're gonna feel so horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, he'll still feel horrible.
He sure will. Yeah, I think I read it as, the not wanting the memories come down. And then I don't think I was thinking about the Sam being guilty thing that much either. I think what I was thinking was more just that, like, those 6 months were horrible, and Dean also wants to forget that they happened,
true.
and he's just so happy to have his brother back that he wants it to be as smooth as possible and as easy to forget the 6 months as possible.
Yeah, but, like, my perspective was like, that's not his call to make.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Yeah, but, etc.
I'm glad Cass told him. And I'm also, I don't know, we can get to it when we get to it, but Cass tells him in a way that implies that Cass never thought that Dean would keep it from him, which I feel like if you know Dean is not a super valid assumption to make.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I love the entire scene. It's so wonderful. Like, it's good Sam character work. It's good Cass character work. Like, I just love it. Love it. Anyway, right now where we are is Bobby's, what is it? Hemming and hawing? That's what people say, right? Do people say that? It's hem and haw? What a weird combination of words. But he is doing such weird combination of things. He's fixing up his car, and the funny thing is, at the beginning of this conversation, he is speaking at the normal voice. The conversation is going, what are we doing? Why don't we just tell him, is this the right face to do? Like, he tried to kill me. I just have to forgive that. What's that about? And I, like, literally my thought was like, yeah, you have to. Fuck off, Bobby.
No, literally.
Like, stop being so stuck up. Like, shut the fuck up.
Bobby's been possessed by a demon and tried to kill Dean. Like, I feel like all of them have at some point, their bodies have tried to kill the other one.
Yeah. Like, I did just say that Dean should tell Sam, but, like, right now I'm completely on Dean's side. Like, shut the fuck up, Bobby. Yeah. What's funny is, like, Dean just goes, okay, Bobby, like, one day, but can we just leave it alone for now? And Bobby goes like, okay, fine. And then, like, he turns around, like, semi-defeatedly. But he starts talking so loudly. And I just was thinking, like, is he trying to get Sam to hear? Like, he's like, okay, fine, Dean. And then he turns towards the direction of where Sam is, like, but if Sam finds out, well, he's gonna realize things, Dean. And it's so hilarious. I think it's so fucking funny.
Pretty funny.
Bobby said, what if he hears it from someone, specifically me, during this conversation where I'm shouting every word? Bobby and Dean are now on their way to the case. You know, earlier this case, they do a Buddy Holly joke. Or not a joke, but like they do a Buddy Holly reference. And I was like, I know what that's about. Anyway, that's not a laughing matter. I just was like amused that I finally figured out something that Dean is saying without having to look it up.
Hell yeah.
But they're supposed to go. But then Sam shows up and he's like, wait, no, I want to come. And Dean goes, okay, the three of us then. But Bobby, Bobby's not a good actor. He's like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I need to talk to Rufus or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I told him I'd work the phones for him, meaning have phone sex with him. So bye.
He is like so awkward. He's smiling the weird Bobby smile that he does. Sorry for calling Bobby smile the weird smile that he does. But you know what I mean. And Sam starts going like, what's that about? Why is he so weird? But Dean just denies that this is happening.
A lot of music this episode. Like a song starts playing on the car radio. I don't recognize it. Apparently it's Jethro Tull's A New Day Yesterday, though. Appropriate.
Yeah. But what other songs are there?
Well, okay, I think I was mostly thinking about the Road So Far song, and then there's a lot of use of music for comedic effect.
Oh,
when Dean's talking to the porn professor.
Stop calling her the porn professor.
Alright, sorry.
Her name's Dr. Visiak or whatever.
When Dean's talking to Dr. Visiak.
Yeah.
So, Sam's on the phone. He's talking to some kind of police officer about 2 disappearances
and he goes,
town. So get this. He does go, so get this. And I did start clapping and cheering.
Yeah. And I for some reason miss the it's night and Sam's calling some fuck all guy. I missed it. I feel like we haven't seen it in a long time, and it's so important to call someone and then go, so get this afterwards.
So there were 2 girls who vanished, from just places where you would not expect them to, and they had no connection to each other. And then Sam starts asking Dean about the year away, and he says, in a slightly teasing, slightly admonishing way,
you never even
you never even tried to go live a life after, I died. You do remember that you promised that, right? Dean's very tense about the whole situation. And he asks, what makes you think I didn't? And Sam says, 'cause look at you. You're exactly the same. So true. Yeah. Love it.
I love that line. I don't know. I thought it was so charming.
And then Dean says that he was with Lisa and Ben for a year, but then it didn't work out. They arrive at the house of Penny, the girl who died in the cold open, and they're talking to her sister. And they make a big, deal this episode to be and Sam's gonna, Sam's going to lead all of the interrogations in a way where he makes really sympathetic eyes at everybody and says things like, I understand way more than Sam usually does on cases when he has a soul, just to really drive home the difference between soulless Sam and soulless Sam.
What's so funny is they only do this thing with Sam where he becomes super empathetic when he's, about to fuck that woman, you know? They did it with Madison and they did it with Sarah.
Yeah.
That's literally it. They did it with Hookman girl.
Yeah.
That's literally it. The Hookman thing was still wild. Why were they doing all that?
I don't know. And Jess didn't really come up at all that episode, did she? Or I guess she did. I think he talked about her before kissing that girl. Is that real?
I don't remember anything about that episode anymore. Just that we gave Sam 5 points. Back when our point system was just completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, her sister doesn't want to talk, but Sam makes sympathetic faces at her until she's like, okay, I guess you're so nice that I will talk to you.
And time he's just like, please, let us talk to you. And it works. Good for him.
They go to her room, which
And I
is
pointing out the room because, as you remember, Phil Secretia is also the guy who's
yeah,
known for the disco room or whatever that was.
yes.
But
Stuff.
this time, the room is relevant. Like, they make a point of pointing
It's
it out.
not.
Because
I mean, the picture maybe is. The rest is not. Only Dean thinks it's relevant.
no, literally. What? Okay, let's continue first.
Yeah. So so they go to her room, and it's like painted pink, I think, and there's a bunch of stuffed animals, and there's a framed photo next to the bed of the guy flying the plane. Just him.
So weird.
Yeah. No, supernatural. Like, remember when Kate Milligan had a framed photo?
And it was the photo that falls right before she gets killed. Like,
yeah. But that one, she was in it too, right? It was her and John.
Yeah, her, John,
so
and the kid. No, I think it was
more
just
normal.
her and John.
Yeah, I don't think Adam was there. That's having both of you is like, I think that's fine. Having just that guy, why?
Yeah. Is he a father that died when you were really young? Like,
no,
what's
literally.
that about?
Her sister is saying that she was very shy and not adventurous, but she loved Stan so much that she was willing to go on this plane with him. She's very sad. She says, I just wish I told her to stay home. We don't even have a body to bury. And I was like, okay, so there will be mirrors, but there were no mirrors this episode because it's a deeply unserious case.
No, literally. Okay, so now we go to 17. They're in the usual setup of like motel room. What he has found is that all of these girls that have gone missing are like baked cookies for the Lord, is how he puts it. So like they're very like church choiry, blah blah blah. Promise ring gloves. Like at first Dean asked like, oh, is it like a prayer thing? But Sam says like, no, like Penny wasn't Christian, but she just had like a promise ring. Or
I don't think she had a promise ring.
They found out that she's a virgin because of the diary that Dean steals.
Yeah, and also because she has stuffed animals in her room.
No, okay. So Dean says that he has a theory, which is that, and then he pulls out a notebook that is black. They should have made it pink if they're gonna stick with the theme. Come on, guys. Sam slightly admonishes him for stealing it from the room, and like I did like find it a bit charming when Dean goes like, "Oh, I love that you even asked me that." Like, oh yeah,
it is a him missing old Sam thing. It's fun.
And Sam goes like, "Oh, why wouldn't I?" Because he doesn't know anything. And so Dean just goes like, "Yeah." So all these girl nappings he calls. It's not about religion. It's about purity, because he thinks they're all virgins. And Sam has this whole bit where he was like, "That's impossible. She's 22."
Yeah. Well,
hilarious. Yeah. What a wild thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I'm not American. We have a different disposition. But like even like I don't know. Are people I don't know.
I recall that in college I feel like most people weren't virgins, but I don't know if that most was like 51 or like 85,
80,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know where it was at.
I think most people in my life are virgins, but I also for some reason only befriend people who have never dated in their life. So like who knows? Yeah. And their argument for why she's a virgin is she has a pink room Well, Dean's argument for why she's a virgin is because she has a pink room, which I have. Stuffed teddy bears don't have, unfortunately.
I do, and I'm a virgin, so I guess Dean's right.
No, but I have the pink room and no stuffed animals, and I'm not a virgin, so like it's
That's true.
1v1.
I have the stuffed teddy bears, but I don't have a pink room.
But we don't have the full combo, so we'll never know.
No, you're right.
Yeah. His like blazing gun is that he opens a diary and there's a line about how Penny is gonna give her most precious gift to Stan. And like he like reads the phrase and Sam's like, that's so fucking weird and creepy. And Dean goes, I think I delivered it. Which that line, like this entire scene, I was like mildly uncomfortable. But when Dean goes, I think I delivered it, I was like, okay, well, that's a bit funny. Do you think that's true or not true? Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
I don't think it's that deep.
I thought it was funny.
I think I have no thoughts on anything ever. Yeah.
Sam's like, okay, so now we need to find a monster that wants virgins.
Yeah, and Dean mentions twice this episode, like, being a virgin is bad because they're bad at sex.
They're corny, tired, and played out.
We are now at some high school or college that is Catholic. And so there's this woman or girl, and she's, like, walking, and then we hear wing beats, not in an angel way, and then, like, monster POV towards her face as she gets attacked. And she wakes up in the hospital, and Sam and Dean go over to interview her. And she says that she was attacked by something that looks like a giant bat. And Sam's very like, I believe you, I don't think you're crazy, etc.
Yeah.
And she's kind of scratched up. And she says that she passed out after it attacked her.
I did love the look of the large scratches on her back. I think they do the makeup well.
Yeah, agreed. She says that something else that happened is that it stole her gold purity ring. Yeah. And Dean is like, I need to test a theory.
Yeah.
And he goes, Melissa, look, nobody is judging anybody
you know
here,
what?
okay?
Like, it never even crossed my mind that, like, he didn't take her because she's not a virgin.
Yeah,
I was just amazed at Dean's quick thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, how does it know? Like, from a distance, it thought she was a virgin, and then from up close, it could tell she wasn't. Like, how?
I actually, like, the logistics of how this works, of course, whatever, who even knows.
Yeah.
I think also just the idea that, like, I don't know, like, Dean is so, I don't know, like, a lot of things were going through my head in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I cannot word any single one of them.
Okay. Do you want to try?
No. Like, the way he, like, tries to wheedle it out of her.
No, it's... Yeah, he tries to make her feel like shit. That's how he does it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So he goes, yeah, nobody is judging anybody here, okay? Believe me. But should you really be wearing that ring?
No.
And he, like...
That is a wild thing to ask that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in what way would she be like, this is pertinent to the discussion at hand?
Yeah, and, like, I think that's, like, one of the things that, with Supernatural, they would ask all of these invasive questions posing as FBI agents.
Yeah.
And they'll, like, not reveal anything. And they have this steadfast rule of we should never tell anyone about anything supernatural. And it's, like, making all of these people's lives worse. Like, imagine if... Because what I interpret... Like, if I was Melissa, right? How I would interpret this is... It attacked me because I was lying about being a virgin.
Yeah.
And, like, how fucking traumatizing.
No, yeah.
She already
And also,
obviously
everyone
feels
can
bad.
tell that I'm not a virgin,
Yeah.
and this guy was sent by God to guilt me about it.
And like, from how she reacts to it, she already feels bad that she's not.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, what a wild combination of things to
Yeah.
be said and done.
But yeah, she eventually says that there's some guy that she slept with once. And they exit the hospital, and we hear Sam say, "So what, you think Batman tried to rape her?" And then we hear Dean say, "Well, he does carry a lot of rage." And I just think I think that it's an off-color joke, and that in this episode where they make such a point to be like, Sam is different now, he's very sensitive now, like, he's like
Yeah.
a cool, nice guy again. The fact that he says this and then Dean says this and Sam doesn't comment on it at all is a fascinating look into the mind of Adam Glass.
No, like, this is what I was trying to say, like, with the homophobia in, whatever the fuck that episode is. Like,
clap your hands if you believe.
yeah, like, with Clap Your Hands If You Believe, it's like, oh, Sam is like, whatever, he doesn't care, but like, for this specific thing, homophobia transcends a souled versus soullessness.
Mm-hmm.
And like, here, it's like, jokes like this transcend souled versus soullessness.
Yeah.
And like, it's fascinating. As I've said, like, what is defined as like just how people are.
Mm-hmm.
And here, like, he is already supposed to have the moral compass or whatever, the filter. And it's still the same. And it's like a little bit wild. And also, I could not even connect the dots of what was happening here instantly. Because the scene before it, there is a girl looking at the screen, teary-eyed, going, Matt Barn didn't count. And then cut to Sam going, so what, do you think Batman raped her?
So you
like,
thought Matt Barn raped her and that was
like,
what made her quote-unquote not a virgin?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't figure it out, like, immediately. But I was like, so like, I don't know, it's just like a weird placing. And obviously that's not, like that's me comprehension-wise. That's why, that's on my side. But like, I don't know, I was like, oh, okay, what a weird joke what a weird, like, thing to say and a weird way to put it. And et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, Dean says that, and then it didn't take her because she was already dehymenated, which I don't like as a, how did he figure it out?
Yeah, and then Dean makes a comment about how, like, see, like, having fun is all upsides. Fuck off, Dean.
Yeah. Fuck off, Dean. Yeah, and they're like, well, I don't know who this is. Dean makes a P. Diddy joke. Did P. Diddy rape somebody, or what was his deal?
You don't know?
I remember something is up with P. Diddy. I don't know what.
Well, he is very in trouble with the law regarding...
I'm seeing sex trafficking. That's no good.
Yeah, and it's like revealed recently the full extent of it, but like apparently in 2011 people are already making jokes that he's like that.
Though Sam says it's comforting that even after I died for a year and came back, you're still not funny.
Yeah. You didn't say it the correct way. There's only one correct way to say not funny.
Sorry, you're still not funny.
Yeah. And Dean goes, shut up, I'm hilarious. And they get into the car, like, in a supposed to be, like, haha way. I don't know. I did go haha a little bit, so maybe it worked. Oh, they're back in their motel. Sam's Googling. And I had the thought, like, Sam must have figured out that he was back because, like, he had a laptop. Like, why is his laptop still there? He has a laptop?
Like, why not?
No, but I mean, like, you think Dean kept his laptop that entire time?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, it's just there must have been tabs open in that thing. There must have been new files. Did he not download a single file in 1.5 years? Did he
Maybe
not
Sam
look
was
through
like, Dean's been using my laptop because in the
that's
past Dean didn't
true.
even have his own, right? There was only
That's
Sam's
true.
laptop.
You know what? The World of Warcraft website that they show
I
on
thought
the
it was
screen.
Messy Asian
I thought it was
Beauties.
Messy Asian Beauties. I thought, honestly, what I thought was gonna happen was they're gonna make a gag about, like, I can't believe it, Dean.
Yeah,
You've
like
been
while I
watching
was dead,
porn
you used my
on my
laptop,
laptop.
to jack off.
Literally. Because he starts the scene going like, this can't be possible. And I literally was
Yeah.
like, there's a virus. It's gonna kill his laptop forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what he's saying is when he Googles fire, cloth, flying, stealing virgins, and gold, all that comes up is World of Warcraft fan sites.
The only place where dragons are ever mentioned on the internet.
Yeah. Where else are dragons mentioned? I'm sure D&D has something.
Most mythology? Not most. A lot of mythology.
All cultures, yeah.
All cultures. Yeah, I mean, European, the one that exists a
medievals.
lot, and
Yeah.
Chinese, the one that exists a lot in my
But
life,
like-
so all my cultures. Yeah.
so true. Aren't, like, they called something else? Oh, no. Like, in Chinese? Is it also dragons?
Do you mean the word dragon in Chinese?
Yeah.
Dragons are called the word in Chinese for dragon. In Chinese, I think.
The one is like... Is it like a dumpling situation?
What?
I was like, maybe it's a dumpling situation. Nobody can understand.
True. I feel like we explained it once. At some point in a podcast, Will Wood says it's so great that the Chinese called dumplings because they really look like that. But that dumplings is not the word for dumplings in Chinese.
I think you know what I was trying to ask.
What?
No, but like, there's like a there's like a mythologically there's like a different.
Yeah. There's no virgin stealing and gold, and I mean maybe there's some gold, but no, they do have different behaviors.
Yeah. No, but like there's like dragon, and then there's like something else.
Yeah, I think people say like Western dragon and Eastern dragon sometimes
Do they really?
to differentiate them because they have like different default looks and behaviors.
What? Maybe I'm thinking like dinosaurs. Okay, well, what else? Sam is trying to be like, I don't know if it's a dragon. We don't know. Is it a dragon? We don't know. And so Dean calls Bobby. And Bobby says the most fascinating
Bobby's
thing in the world.
cooking.
Yeah, he's cooking. They make
And
a
not
point.
on the grill.
Yeah, they make a point of showing him cooking. And there's like a point where like he's sitting down and Dean calls again, or Sam calls or something. And he's like not touching his food. He's just looking at it. And I was like, is this like a parallel to the pie? Do you remember the pie?
Yeah, of course I remember the pie. I think what it was because the spoon was sticking out of his food, and I think he tried to move it, and it was kind of stuck. I think it was like the phone call made him cook it bad, so the texture's off now.
So
or
true.
something.
So true. Could never happen to me. Dean asks, what do you know about dragons? And Bobby says the most fascinating thing. Dragons? Like, they're not like the Loch Ness monster. Dragons aren't real. Love it.
Love it.
Yeah. And Dean is like, no, but can you please just look it up, please. And Bobby goes, okay. And then he asks, like, okay, so how's Memento doing over there? Has he been caught in any lies yet?
Have you been caught in any lies to him yet?
It's so true. He caught you in any lies yet, is what he actually says. And Dean goes, well, whatever, everything's fine. Sam says hi. Bye. He hangs up. Sam starts getting even more suspicious, and he's like, what's that about? Whatever. He's also looking through the pages. And Dean is saying, like, hey, there's not gonna be any dragons there because we've read that thing to hell and back, and there's no dragons. But as Sam is flipping through the pages, he's like, "Did we hunt something recently?" And Dean's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like starting to experience deja vu. And Dean does look like he's about to start getting worried because obviously he doesn't want that wall scratched.
I think Dean definitionally gaslights Sam by being like, remember, your brain's still crazy right now.
Yeah. So Bobby gives Dean a call back and he says, I can't believe she didn't jump right to my mind. Dr. Visyak, Medieval Studies, SFU. And Dean's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. I don't understand why he drove all the ways to San Francisco without calling her first.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes people don't pick up.
Fair enough.
Sam didn't go because he said that he is going to study the lore more because, like, dragons are, like, in caves or something. He's trying to figure stuff out. I do wonder why they didn't
the
just...
lair location.
Why they didn't just bring Sam there?
To SFU?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he should be left alone.
Yeah.
Or I feel like I would be too worried to leave him alone.
That is the Watsonian perspective. I'm thinking more like Doyle. Obviously, like, it's so that he can call Cass. But, like, he can just step out for a bit and call Cass outside. You know,
True.
like, it doesn't necessarily mean that he has to be left behind. My
But
ideas
I don't think he would step out if Dean was there.
No, you know, like, maybe he's like, I don't know. Like, he can, is
Me
what
and
I'm
Cass
saying.
need to talk in private.
Yeah, but, like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to stay behind. And my ideas are, I don't think they want him trying the sword. Like,
Interesting.
yeah. I don't think they can reconcile, like, Sam when they just got him back and he's fully sold up and his whole bit is he's a good person and he's so pure of heart, whatever. I don't think they can reconcile having him not pull it out of the stone. And so they left him there.
Yeah.
Sam gets Thor's hammer, I think. Like, at some point, and people make a fuss about it, but I don't really remember much about it. So, I don't know. Love Sam or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Professor Visiak was being kind of facetious about you can pull it out if you're a hero that's brave of heart.
Yeah.
I don't think it actually had that property to it.
No, I think it did. And love is love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it did, and they were trying to make a point that Dean sucks while goofy music was playing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just don't think they can do that shit with Sam. Like, they can't goof it up with Sam trying to pull that thing out.
I think if Sam tried it first only briefly and then Dean was like, step aside, I got this, and then he fell, I feel like that would have worked.
Yeah. I also think, like, Jensen Ackles is just better at comedic acting than
Sure, yeah, probably.
than Jared. So, like, they were like, let's play up to Jensen's strengths. Jensen Ackles' strengths.
There's a scene where the dragon he's like in the sewers, and there's this like grate under which a bunch of girls that he's kidnapped are there, and they're not having a good time. Their clothes are torn, they're crying, they're bloody, etc. And then he's bringing in a new girl who's, screaming and saying, please let me go, etc. He breaks her arm and then shoves her in there, and Penny from the beginning tries to comfort her.
Yeah. And there's like a whole bit about how his hand like really heats the fuck up and it like melts the gate.
Yeah.
Which
like
does make you wonder. How the fuck did Sam and Dean open that thing up? Did they?
We didn't see it, but I assume they did or called someone who could, eventually.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, he uses his very hot hand to like weld together the grate so that it's impossible for anyone to escape. Because yeah, at the beginning of the scene, Penny is trying to get the top open.
Can I just say, supernatural does not mean magic. Those are different ideas. Do you understand what I mean? And it just look like, obviously, Dragon, who's just some guy, is already goofy as fuck. But like, having him have like magic warming hands is so like, what is this?
Well,
We're not.
I'm just disappointed that like they were like making him breathe fire like a dragon is
much.
dumb.
Yeah.
He just needs to have super hot hands.
Literally.
It's silly. So, we go to Dr. Viziak's. It's her house.
Yeah.
But when Dean buzzes, she's like, it's not office hours yet. Does she hold office hours in her home? In her personal home?
I mean, she obviously has a collection.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm sure she shows people around. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there should be rules around that. But,
office hours Monday and Friday 2 times a week is like probably fine.
Yeah.
And also, we don't know
I feel she should have an office. Yeah.
What kind of doctor is she? Like Bobby explicitly says,
Medieval
that it's like medieval
studies. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's retired and she's just hanging out.
Why does she have office hours if she's retired?
Well, sometimes somebody wants to consult you as like an expert, not necessarily as like an academic superior.
I feel like they wouldn't be like, this is a professor at this university, but she's retired.
So
and when
true.
she says office hours, she means fellow professionals who come by.
So true.
But yeah, Dean says that Bobby sent him, and then Dr. Viziak opens the door, and the point of her is that she's hot.
Well, she is hot.
Yeah, but okay, she stands and talks in a way that feels unnatural because the point of her is to be hot.
Yeah. I did feel a little bit, now I'm embarrassed to say. Cause like, most people in I was actually wondering.
It's
okay,
nice that she's a MILF. Dean's historically not that into MILFs. Is that your point?
No. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I was actually thinking a lot about what I was seeing in this scene because, she's a very attractive woman, obviously. And I kept on thinking, like, what's that about?
What do you mean?
What I mean is, like, there are like rarely people in Supernatural who are generally my type. And so, like, when I saw her, I was thinking, like, is she... Do I find her really attractive because out of all, like, the people in Supernatural, this is, like, the closest to what I would think as attractive in real life? Or, like, is the show trying to do it, like, on purpose? And I couldn't figure it out. Like, literally couldn't figure it out. So it is fascinating to hear you just straight up go, like, they're trying to do, like, a porn professor fantasy. Yeah,
that is her entire thing.
So, yeah. Who would have thunk? Not me. I didn't think it.
Yeah. Well, she's wearing a very, low cut top. She's not
showing cleavage or anything,
She is.
Was she?
She is.
I think she just had beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's also wearing a very deep V-neck dress.
True.
Yeah, it is.
It was purple. I know that. Wait, let's look it up.
I'm pretty sure it was blue, but it could be a situation where it's purplish blue and we just categorize the colors
There's a possibility that it's fully blue.
Is it?
Wait, let's look it up. Supernatural.
I I feel like it was fully blue if you asked me, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it is blue.
Fully.
Sorry.
And would you say that it was a deep V-neck and that she was showing cleavage?
It's not loading. Wait. Oh, come on.
It's fully blue and she's showing a little bit of cleavage.
I don't think she's showing a lot. Do you really think she's like a
I don't
fantasy? I think she's just a normal, very good-looking woman.
Okay, when she shows up, there's a musical sting and Dean looks her up and down. And then the rest of the scene, she keeps standing even though she doesn't need to and cocking her hip and saying things about how, oh, and I had to sleep with this person in order to get this artifact.
Did she say that?
Yes!
I think she just said it took 20 years of hard work.
Including very mediocre sex with a certain person.
Did
Look
she
at the
literally
line.
say that? Wow.
Yes!
Oh, okay. She is showing cleavage, but like that
she's
doesn't
showing
mean
cleavage.
anything.
She says, finding it took 2 decades, countless hours, and some really bad sex with an Eastern European ambassador. It does mean things because they made deliberate costume choices, and not everybody. Most people don't wear dresses on Supernatural. Most women wear the t-shirt and jeans combo.
Yeah, but I thought it was just like they're trying to show a different kind of person. Like they don't usually have professors in Supernatural.
They don't, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that a blue dress showing cleavage is a classic professor look.
Okay. Yeah, I completely missed the sex part. I just thought she was saying like...
Yeah, she was like, oh, it's me. Oh my god, I slept with Bobby. Oh my god, I slept with this guy. As part of my job, having sex with men is a part of my profession. As me, Dr. Viziak.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out why I am so attracted to
I think she's also closer to your type in terms of as a person that she looks like.
Yeah.
But I think they are also framing her in a certain way very deliberately and obviously.
I actually was like, maybe she's from somewhere. That's why, like, I'm recognizing her. That's why I'm so into her. I look it up. She's from nowhere that I know. So, like, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, she's not a very good actress unless, I mean, if she was told to just be a porn professor, then I guess she's doing a good job.
No. Because the way they... I don't want to spoil things. But, like, the way they show her, like, they show her with, like, a lot of, like, pay attention. You know what I mean? And so I thought it was, like, one of those things where they have, like, somebody from a previous TV show that was a hit with the demographic of Supernatural show up and, like, you know, do a cameo. Mm-hmm. Like, they've done that.
Yeah.
Several times. So I was like, maybe this is one of theirs. And then I looked it up and it literally wasn't. I don't think.
No.
Yeah. So she's just someone who's there.
Yeah.
And apparently I have been tricked by Supernatural. I am
so thoroughly that you weren't even aware that you were being tricked.
To be fair, I was like, it is a little bit weird that I'm this affected by somebody in Supernatural, so there must be something up with it.
You're into older women. You probably just chalked it up to that.
This is true.
Dean comes in and she's like, Bobby Singer, tell him something for me the next time you see him. Actually, just kick him in the nuts. That's more poetic. And she says that they used to fuck, basically, but that's his story to tell. Dean says that there are dragons, and she's like, oh my god, don't joke about that. They've been gone for 700 years. And they're scary, and the only way you can kill one is by using a blade. And when she says blade, Dean looks down at his crotch.
Ugh, is that true?
And then, yes. Because he's got a boner from his hot porn professor fantasy. And then he asks what kind of blade.
Is that all true?
Yes, go rewatch that scene.
Why is this like completely gone from my memory?
I don't know. Okay, I'll rewatch it to make sure I'm not misrepresenting.
That's crazy. I don't think I ever saw Dean a single time this season.
He does. Anyway, so
No!
the timestamp is at like 23:35 if you want to see it. Like, if it seems like I'm misrepresenting it, you can check there. You need a blade that's forged with dragon's blood, so that's going to be hard to make now.
Yeah.
And she says there's only 5 or 6 around in the world. And Dean goes, "You know a lot about this stuff."
Which is
And
such
then
a
instead
weird
of,
thing to say.
like she's a professor of medieval studies that Bobby directed you towards because of her expertise regarding dragons.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, "This is because I am a professor and I went to school for 6 years for this and then taught it for a long time," she goes, "Well, of course I do, because I have one." Dumb as fuck. Yeah, so she takes him down to her basement and says that finding it took 2 decades, countless hours, and some really bad sex with an Eastern European ambassador. And it's there, and it's a sword that she has embedded in a boulder. It's the Sword of Brunswick, and Dean asks how to get it out, and she says that you need a brave knight who's willing to step up and kill the beast. And Dean's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna impress this hot woman." So
I don't think he's trying to impress the hot woman. I think he's just trying to be like,
he makes a face.
Is that the whole bit of this episode?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Okay, if somebody messages us and is like, "I watched it and I didn't see it at all, and Crystal's crazy,"
Yeah,
I will accept that.
There's gotta be a middle point between us.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, or maybe there isn't.
Or maybe there isn't. And he goes over to it and they start playing this, like, epic heroic music for comedic effect.
And, like, the lighting changes a bit.
Yeah. And he pulls and it doesn't work, and he straight up falls off the boulder.
And they do another one. I just said that Jensen Ackles is good at comedy acting. It's not funny.
It's not. Yeah, he fails again. And he's like, "Well, I got another idea, but you're not gonna like it." And what it ends up being is dynamite. Yeah.
Love that.
I don't think she even moves the other artifacts out of her special artifact room.
There's so many paintings there.
Yeah. Yeah, he sets up a bunch of explosives around the boulder. She is not happy about it. And Dean's like, "You have to trust me because I learned how to blow things up from Bobby." And yeah, so he does it. And they blow up the boulder, and Dean's triumphantly pulls the sword out, but part of it has broken off because of the explosion, and she is not happy about this, but we never see her again, so
we go to Sam. He is, like, pinning Dean things on the wall. He's, like, really, really investigating the hell out of this. He also has, like, a whole situation with a map. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get to see the map more later. I am thoroughly impressed that they have access to this. Like, they have access to the sewage map of the city.
I guess.
Where?
Hall of Public Records, maybe?
That's pretty cool. So, as he's figuring stuff out, he goes to call Bobby. Bobby, like, first and foremost asks, like, "Where is Dean?" And Sam's like, "No, I'm not with him, whatever. I'm trying to figure stuff out." Like, basically, they established that maybe it's not a cave, maybe it's something akin to a cave, like a subway line, but there's no subway lines. Maybe it's the sewers. And Sam's like, "Oh my god, thanks, Bobby." And then he goes, "Hey, Bobby, are you okay? Because, like, something's wrong. You have been acting so weird and off-putting. What's that about?" And Bobby is like, "No, it has nothing to do with you. You know, it's been a year and a half, so whatever." And, like, he hangs up on Sam. Like, Sam's not done, and he hangs up. And Sam, now a little bit distressed that this is all happening, goes and like sits down, and he closes his eyes and he goes, Castiel, I'm back, so if you've got a minute. And then like he opens his eyes, Cass is not there, so like he like turns around to check if Cass is maybe behind him, and the camera like follows him so that part of the what's in front of him is obscured. And then when he turns back around to the front, the camera follows him and we see that it's Cass. And he's there and he's looking at Sam so like he's so relieved to see Sam there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes like, it's so good to see you alive. And Sam goes, yeah, you too. And like at this point, he's standing up. Like Sam's standing up. And Cass very enthusiastically and also very awkwardly, because he is Castiel, waddles over to Sam with his arms out. Have we even seen Cass hug anyone?
No.
It's so important.
It is.
It's so important.
It's so very important.
He waddles to Sam, arms out, and then Sam literally just sits down. Literally, he was like, let's sit down. And I appreciate that, like, Sam doesn't just breeze past this.
Yeah.
Like, they verbally acknowledge it. Like, Sam goes like, I would hug you, it's just, And Cass goes, yeah, it'll be weird and off-putting.
Oh.
They're so important.
They're so, so, so important.
Yeah. What is the first hug that Cass has? Is it literally purgatory?
I think so.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What is the first Castiel hug? Season 9?
Isn't purgatory a Destiel hug?
No, yeah, but when's the first Castiel hug? Season 9?
Oh, Castiel hug. God. I should know this.
When,
I don't know.
I think it is the one when, like, Cass stays behind to care for Sam after the whole Gadriel possession thing.
Mm.
And then they hug, and Sam's like, wow, love you. And then he taps Cass's face 2 times.
Oh.
Do you remember this? They're in front of a bowl.
Yeah. The Hugs Super Wiki says that. Oh, I guess Honey Cass hugs both of them.
Oh yeah.
Together. But that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
he
first,
goes,
the first Sam and Cass one is in 9/11 Firstborn, so you're correct.
Yeah.
He does pat him on the side of the face.
So important.
Oh.
Yeah.
So important.
Thus establishing what I said, that season 9 is when they become family. But only after the everything. Sam starts vaguely talking about things. He goes like, crazy year. I called Bobby. He told me everything. And Cass is like, yeah, I know. I'm surprised that you survived. I was begging you not to do it.
Sam, it's so fucking funny for Sam to hear at this moment. Cass said, I hate your ass and I wanted you to be in hell forever.
Sam's like, no, I get it. I understand. Like, I get it. And Cass goes, it's a miracle it didn't kill you. And Sam's like, yeah, no, it is a miracle. And Cass says, how does it feel? And Sam's like, what? And Cass goes, well, to have your soul back, of course. And we linger on Sam's face and we do a zoom in on him. And it is a very strikingly good acted scene. You see tears start welling up on Sam's eyes. Oh, love him.
I love him.
And he's like, oh yeah, because I was walking around with no soul, right? Yeah. And he asks, I'm just fuzzy on the details. Can you tell me things? Can you walk me through it?
Yeah.
Cass
And then we don't
is
see any of it.
Do you think Cass like never suspects? He's never like, I don't know if he knows actually.
I don't know. Cass is distracted. There's a lot going on in his life.
Literally.
Well, Sam says Bobby told me everything, which implies that Sam himself doesn't remember, so Cass can just be like, oh, Bobby might have, like, skipped over a few of the details, etc.
Yeah.
Sam and Dean are both in the motel room now. Dean's returned with the sword, and, Sam's deliberately trying to be chill and not mention anything about what he just learned. And Sam points Dean towards the sewers. They're going to use the sword. And yeah, there's a moment where Sam seems like he wants to say something to Dean, but then he doesn't. Inside the sewers, they're about to give up, and then Sam sees a big old pile of gold.
Love it.
So they're going in the right direction. Then they notice that there's this altar with a book on it.
Yeah.
They hear Penny call out from a few feet away, so they go over to get her and everybody else, but before they do that, Dean grabs a handful of the gold and stuffs it in his pocket. The dragon returns, and there's like a fight scene.
I love the fight scene.
What is the dragon's voice? He has a certain voice, but I don't know what it is.
What you mean is he has an accent. And I don't know what the accent is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently you shouldn't say, like, voice for accent.
Oh, okay.
Just like me when I asked, but this is different. I once asked a British friend if she was putting on a voice. But that's different. That's, like, really rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps so. Okay, yeah. The dragon has an accent. I don't know the origin.
I also don't know.
And
I think what they're trying
hated
to go
this
for,
fight scene. Yeah.
I think what they're trying to go for is like he's like because he's really fucking old. Like they kind of established that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to go for like an old accent.
An old English,
yeah.
like an old English accent. Maybe.
Yeah, it could also literally just be something that we don't know. And I'm so sorry for calling these people ancient.
Yeah. I mean, Supernatural just doesn't really do accents very often, so I feel like it is
when they
deliberate
do, yeah,
in
it's
some
deliberate.
way. Yeah, and I feel like if it was supposed to be from like an existing nation, they would have mentioned it as part of the lore. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might not be true. So, okay. The fight scene, Dean slashes with the sword a bit. And then the dragon kicks it out of his hand, and it falls underneath into the grates. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so like one of the girls down there can reach it and assist in the fight.
No, it's
that
a
is
different
not
grate.
true.
It's a different.
No, I know it's a different grate, but I think that if it is to fall, like that's the point, because this entire fight scene. Right, like Sam and Dean are just grunting masculinely, but to really keep the tension up, there's an entire chorus of virgin girls underneath going, the entire fucking time.
No, literally.
And I hate it. It's so annoying. Like, first to not have them be involved in any way besides being like a crowd of victims down there with their like female vulnerability, and then to like use them for this sound effect the entire time. I just feel like it's especially irritating.
I don't think we really got into the whole like virgins thing.
Yeah.
Let's get into it now. It is, like, severely off-putting. Because, like, these are all generally, like, young girls. Yeah. Or, like, not young girls, young women.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, it's just, like, and their entire purpose is to go, no! And it's incredibly...
Ow!
Yeah, like...
I'm scared.
Like the end of this episode just involves like two men manhandling girls who are screaming.
Mm.
And it is like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because
Yeah.
it's supernatural, it doesn't feel like they're trying to do something or say something or whatever. It's just like, unless it's a special occasion, the purpose of a woman in a hunt is to be the victim that is screaming or the victim
Yeah.
that is being saved. Like, yeah, like as we have said many, many, many times, there are like things in supernatural that are egregious specifically because they're in the context of supernatural, the TV show that is always egregious. So, you know.
Yeah. I feel like this is pretty bad on its own as well, not even being in supernatural.
No, that is true. But I did love this fucking falling on the grate scene because Dean can't reach it and then Sam does and he very easily can because he has longer arms.
Hell yeah. There's also a second dragon that shows up.
It's so funny because when he shows up, I thought the dragon changed faces. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
at least the dragon can change faces. That's cool. No, it's literally a second dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, and he stabs one of them, and then the other one escapes.
Yeah.
And then we immediately cut, but apparently both of them are alive after this.
No.
No?
That's a different dragon.
Oh. Wait, but there are two at the end. You're telling me that one of them was the one who escaped and one of them was a completely different dragon?
That is true, yes.
Okay, good to know. Because at first when it showed them, I was like, oh my god, they're inside purgatory. Why do they have trucks in purgatory? Because I thought they were both dead. Yeah.
In purgatory, just me and my truck and my buddy.
If the Impala can be in heaven, I don't know why trucks can't be in purgatory. Maybe he really loved that truck.
He literally loved that truck.
Yeah.
But what happened? Like, that's not what happens. The random dragon is just killed. And then this old dragon has a dragon friend who has a different van of girls.
Yeah, and we don't know what the other ones are for. I mean, Sam implies earlier that, like, the dragons raped them, but, like, why are they in vans and why are they being transported?
They need to be sacrificed for Lilith.
But, okay, for Lilith? For Eve?
Oh, for Eve, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess we just didn't see that. We only see the one who gets possessed. But yeah, you're right, that is probably the implication.
So fucked up. Like, sorry, I completely forgot that this is not Lilith, this is Eve.
Yeah.
Isn't the point of Lilith already that, like, she ran off to be with the demons? And so, like, Eve also ran off to be with the monsters? What's the situation?
I really don't know what Eve's backstory is here. Because, again, we see Adam and Seraphina later.
That's the thing.
And,
like, we see Adam and he's normal schnorro.
He's a normal Stormo, and he has his hot angel girlfriend who's also normal, but also a stoner.
Yeah. It's weird that, like, they were like, and Adam's gonna be a hipster. Like, what's that about?
Yeah, and Eve is the mother of all monsters. It's just a strange thing.
Yeah. Well, I completely forgot. Like, this entire time I've been thinking, oh, here comes Lilith.
No.
Anyway, no, what I mean is, I'm not forgetting that, like, there is already what I mean is, like, I thought this was, like, Lilith. I don't know. I remember Lilith. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just feel like I forgot. Well, I remember. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, we are in the... What the fuck is this place called? I always forget. The salvage yard.
Salvage
Yeah.
yard, yes.
The salvage yard where the cars go to die.
Yeah.
Dean is playing with all of the gold that they have, and they have a lot of it. What is the joke with like the ask me what time it is?
He's just playing with a gold watch.
No. I know, but like, what is the punchline to that? If Sam goes, what time is it? What would he say?
Oh, like, what would Dean's joke be if
Yeah.
Sam actually...
Yeah. Like,
I
really
don't know.
curious.
It's time for me to have a bunch of gold. Yay, I have a bunch of goals. I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna say, like, it's golden time.
Sure.
Something super fucking corny. Because he
Yeah,
is not
and it's
playing.
not. That's 1503. Or is it 1503?
No,
It's a different 15.
1503. No, it's not.
It is?
That's
No,
the
what is it?
rapture. Or the rupture.
Okay.
Yeah. I think golden time is 1506.
Okay. A multiple of 3.
Yeah. It's the one where Cass is in a cabin solving murders. And
Love
Dean
it.
calls him and is like, oh, I hate you. I forgot what their call was.
It's very tense, and Cass seemingly wipes away a tear at a
Oh,
point.
no, it's the one where Cass was like, you call my supervisor, and Dean asked the supervisor, was like, oh, let me talk to my agent. And he's like, wow, and you're not even gonna come back? What's wrong with you? Or something. I don't know. They were having some marital
God.
difficulties.
Love it.
Or do you?
I think I do.
Do you think you're back to being a Deathfield shipper, or do you think you would ever be?
Well, okay. Again, whether or not I like it doesn't change the fact that it's real.
Yeah.
Um,
But would you like it ever again, do you think?
I think the way I would like it is in the I love drama way, and not in the like I'm
They're in the
really
wild
like
way.
invested in this relationship way, you know?
Yeah. I think that is also generally my disposition, but I can also be completely lying to myself.
There was a time, I think, when you really did love it.
No, definitely. And I think there could be
Oh,
a
you're
time in
saying
the future.
now?
Yeah, like now. I'm not sure if I'm like truly invested in that way, or I'm just like it's something that is happening for real. That is fun to
Yeah.
talk about. And it
Yeah.
is both of those things, maybe. I don't know.
Indeed.
Well, we don't get to hear Dean's super corny joke because Sam is like, no, he makes a joke about how Dean should just roll on the gold, and
Yeah.
Sam and Dean's like, oh, come on. But then Sam finally does cut to the chase and goes, Dean, I am so sorry. Like, I can't even begin to say how sorry I am. And Dean starts tensing up, and he's like, for what? And Dean goes, you know what? And Dean asks, like, did Bobby? And Sam says, no, it was Cass. And Dean whispers to himself like, oh, Cass, like, freaking child.
Not nice. Not nice or true.
Yeah, he does he pulls up
He
this.
does this.
Yeah. He will tell Cass later, you're a fucking child.
What does he even mean here? That Cass is naive?
Yes. Because, like, the argument he does later about this is, like, just because you can have something doesn't mean you should.
Okay.
Yeah. When he was trying to get every power ever.
Yeah, I don't really understand what is childish about Cass telling Sam about the soulless
I
month
think just,
stuff.
like, not having the awareness to think that, like, that Cass, whatever. Like, I don't know. I do think there is a chance for Dean to think that Cass did it on purpose. Like, he wasn't tricked into doing it. Because, like, their last
Yeah.
conversation sure implies that Cass is mad at Dean.
That's true.
And would, like,
So he thinks it was out of
spitefully...
spite.
Yeah, he could have spitefully done it.
Mm.
So maybe it's not naivety, it's like...
Pettiness.
Like, what a petty fucking guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot that this season is also you're just a baby in a Trenchie. He doesn't say Trenchie, but he should have.
Yeah, and he has a headache on his podcasty.
Literally. Yeah, anyway, Dean says, like, so you weren't supposed to know. And Sam says,
Sam says, you should have told me, Dean.
Yeah.
And then
Dean says, you're not supposed to know. And Sam argues that, well, he should have, because he did that to Bobby and everything. Like, he should know. Dean argues that, like, you can't scratch the wall because it might kill you, like, for real. And Sam says, okay, but I want to set things right. And Dean,
I have to set things right.
Oh, yeah. And Dean says, it wasn't you. And Sam says, like, what he feels like is that he woke up and the whole city is burnt down. And you can say it wasn't me, but I'm the one with the Zippo in my pocket, you know? Which is, like, something that, like, happens when Meg possesses him. Remember? Like, that is, like, how the... I don't know. I do think, like, why does Sam not have the memory? Like, how does that...
When he was soulless?
Yeah, how does that follow with the logic that we have been presented of what souls are and what bodies are and what memories are?
Soulless Sam had his memories and was able to retain new memories.
And so, like, what is that about? And I feel like, is it because of the wall?
Maybe.
Like, yeah, it probably is because of the wall. And he says, I appreciate you trying to protect me, but I got to fix what I got to fix. I need to know what I did. And something about this just really struck me. Because, like, this was the moment where I was like, okay, like, I missed Sam and now he's back.
Yeah.
Because this is, like, so quintessentially him in a way that I can't even, like, I don't know how to word it. Like, there was a scene that we really loved, both of us, where when he was soulless, Sam said that, like, he remembers what he felt like before. And it was more difficult, yes, but there is something worth going back to there. And, like here, we see that. And we see what he must think was worth going back to. And I was like, oh, Sam. And, like, yeah. I mean, it's difficult, and obviously this is a difficult one. And, like, it's guilt, and it's regret, and it's fear of what that means, what it means to be the person who did that, even if it wasn't, technically, but it also technically is. So what is that about? And all that. But, like, it is also, like, the ability to make right, the desire to make things correct and to fix what is broken. And, like, isn't that what Sam is about?
Yeah.
I loved him and I missed him so much.
Love him. Yeah. And his last memory being Swan Song, I think, also adds to this, because, like, he spent a lot of season 5 being like, I opened up the cage, like, I let Lucifer out, that was me, and I need to make things right, and him sacrificing himself in Swan Song was that already. And then he wakes up, it feels like he hasn't, like, it feels like he's done his penance, maybe, and he's, like, chill for a bit, and then he realizes this, and I feel like it's very easy for him to go back to what he was thinking in season 5, because that just happened for him.
Yeah. Oh, Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love him, and he is looking up with his big shiny eyes and saying that he needs to enact justice.
His hair looks different, his face looks different. Maybe Jared Padalecki is a good actor.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah, oh my god. But anyway, Dean is saying that, like, it's dangerous, it's dangerous. Sam says, you would do it if you were me. But then they get cut off. And Bobby calls them inside to talk about
And
something.
we don't even get a Bobby Sam apology scene.
No, literally, I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I was
but, like,
waiting for
who
it.
give a fuck? Sorry.
I would rather that than the goofy ass sword pulling stuff. Like, if you had to use time in certain ways.
I mean, allegedly, you do have to use time.
Yeah. So, in Bobby's living room, so they took that book at the altar from earlier, and that's what Bobby's been analyzing. And it's like a really obscure Latinate, and made out of human skin. It describes this place that is basically purgatory, and as he talks about it, it's like a voiceover. Because we're also seeing... I think that's why I thought it was purgatory, because I see, like, the dragons rolling up in a truck while Bobby's talking about a place called Purgatory. One might assume that the place they are is purgatory.
Okay, first of all, what I want to point out here is, like, does Bobby know about the whole Crowley purgatory situation?
I'd assume they'd filled him in.
But, like, the way he says, like, you may have heard of it, purgatory. I was like, wait, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Is he being, like, tongue-in-cheek about it? Or is he, like, straight up, like, you may have heard about it? Like, what is
he's
going
being
on?
tongue-in-cheek
No,
about it.
I fully was like, you know, like, purgatory. Like, I was like, does he know? I don't know. I don't know if he did.
Yeah. So the book gives instructions on how to open up the door to purgatory in order to let something out into Earth. And we see two dragons performing a ritual. One of them has like a truckload of virgins.
Yeah.
And they take one out, and you'll never guess what she's wearing.
White Knight, yeah, baby.
Classic.
Literally classic.
Yeah. And, yeah, they take her out and bring her to the side of this cliff while she's screaming and kicking and crying about it. And, like, they recite something, I think in Latin or maybe an obscure Latinate. And then they ungag her and then throw her below where there's a big pit of fire. And then Bobby says the thing that they're trying to let out is called
Mother.
Mother of all. And the girl rises out of the pit, and she's different now. She's possessed by something. Her eyes are glowing, her legs are burning, etc. And the dragons welcome her, and she says, "You kept me waiting. We have so much to do. Let's get started."
Yeah.
So that's the episode. Yeah. I know later Eve takes on Mary's form, which I think is fun. But right now it's young girl or young woman in a nightgown, which I guess is also pretty Mary-esque.
Yeah.
Good for her. Well, episode.
End of it. What did we think about it? Loved it. We are so back.
I liked parts of it. I disliked other parts of it. I think that this is an episode that I think, like, the situation that they are in is one where they could have made it, like, an episode of all time, sort of like When the Levee Breaks level of, like, emotional resonance thing, and they didn't. So I think I'm a little disappointed in that, but it's not, like, a terrible episode.
Yeah. Best line, horse line.
I liked Sam's conversation with Dean at the end. I think I liked like, all right, but I have to set things right, or what I can anyway, because that's the beginning of the whole Sam of it all.
Yeah. I think I really like when Sam was eating that fucking sandwich. And then he's like, did Cass bring you back?
Mhm.
And he was like, no. And then he like straightens up his back. And then he goes, Dean. I love that line. I just thought it was so amusing. And so parties. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your worst line?
Worst line.
My worst line is the sex with the Eastern European blah blah blah, which I completely missed and completely I just completely missed. Yeah, I just completely missed it. But now I know about it and I hate it.
Yeah. My worst line is the Batman rape joke. Both Sam saying it and Dean saying, he's got a lot of rage. Which I think we didn't really talk about. What a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah.
Spread the sheets.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Bad. Okay. Writer Sins. I don't think we've ever called it Writer Sins. Like, ever.
Yeah, it's the name of the tab.
It's the name of the tab, yeah.
Misogyny for
there
sure.
There is a lot, and it is fundamental
Inherent.
to an episode. I would even give it a 5.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's not get stingy with our...
Yeah.
Yeah. Racism? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Sometimes we forget, but I don't remember, so nothing we can do about it. I don't think so.
I also don't think so.
Why didn't Sam hug Cass, though? Let's really think about it. No. Actually, though, why didn't he?
I don't know. I think he just doesn't like Cass that much. After my whole deal about how he's so fond of his buddy Cass, I think he just doesn't like Cass that much.
He hugs Dean and Bobby immediately really hard.
Yeah.
And he's very happy to hear that Cass is back.
No, because Cass
just isn't a very affectionate person in the past, so it's strange for Sam.
It's weird to have this as your first hug, a moment where you're trying to trick him into telling you things.
Well, this was before Sam knew. He just called Cass down because he was back and he wanted to see him.
Yeah, but he was, the point is to try to, get Cass to say things to him.
Because the Bobby thing was weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mostly missed that. I was just like, well, Sam has some time and he wants to talk to his friend.
His buddy, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
IMDb guesses. I go first. I think this is definitely higher than Appointment in Samara, but I don't know how high. I will go 9.2.
That is so interesting because I think it's definitely lower.
I'm afraid you're right. Well, okay, go on.
Wait. What? You looked already?
No.
Okay,
I was afraid.
This is such a wide spread for us to be doing, but I say 8.5.
8.5? Okay, let's check. Huh?
What? Were you right?
No, Crystal, it's an 8.2.
Ha! Ha 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 ha!
I'm fully 1.0.
Ha 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 ha! You're still winning though this season. You're still winning somehow. I don't know how, but you are still winning.
But we have really bridged some of the gap.
Yeah. Wait, what was it before?
Let's see.
If I delete all of these. Yeah, no, we've bridged the gap by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. If you care.
This one is saying the episode is not bad, but the real standout is Jared Padalecki. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true, unfortunately.
The brotherly blonde. The brotherly bond in all its
The
glory.
brotherly blonde, aka Dean Winchester.
Literally. Our Sam is back with all the puppy eyes. It's so true.
Yeah.
This one says Jensen Ackles is great with the comedic bits. Awkward reunion between Cass and Soul Sam. Both Jared and Misha were great on that scene. Who give a shit about Misha Collins? I literally don't consider Misha Collins as part of that episode. Isn't that so wild?
Cass is.
No, but like, isn't that so wild? I was like, oh, they gave that scene to Jensen because, like, Jensen's a good comedic actor. Oh, Jared was really good this episode. But, like, literally, Misha Collins is nowhere to be seen.
It's true.
This one says the dragon
The dragons are bad.
Obviously. I mean, people incessantly make fun of the dragons. I should have known it was lesser.
Yeah. A cute Dean moment, and I liked the blonde women.
This one goes, I don't like the mother of all themes, especially the girl at the end. She seemed too cute and young to be the big bad of the show.
I did feel that a little bit. Like, she just wasn't... She had a little bit of vocal fry on her last line, too,
Yeah.
and I was like, that isn't the voice that I would expect for
with,
Eve.
like, the American accents this episode.
Mm.
Stan! There's so much weather! Or whatever she says. I'm sorry, that was a really awful rendition of an American accent.
This person says, I like the idea that they have to take virgins. Why? Why? For what reason?
What is the definition of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, this one, useless villain, terrible monster. Okay, well, we get it. That's why I got an impact too.
Interesting stuff. Oh, my life is so much better now. You have no
I
idea.
can't believe you have now an opportunity to beat me for real.
I mean, let's not get hasty here, but yeah.
Are you gonna start rapping about Patrick Swayze?
No.
Okay.
That doesn't rhyme with... What's something that rhymes with hasty that's a name? I can't think of anything.
I don't know. I also don't know. The next episode title is so corny. Okay, well, that's it for this
Like
episode.
a Virgin isn't?
Okay, that's all for this week's episode of Association Beauties. Next week, we will be discussing Season 6, Episode 13, Unforgiven. Leave us a rating or review wherever you get your podcasts.
You're right. That is so corny. Follow us on social media. We are on Tumblr at bustyasianbeautiespod.tumblr.com. Our official tag is BABPOD, BABPod. Thanks to everyone who's donated to our Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/bustyasianbeautiespod, which is where our outtakes live. And check out our merch at babpod.redbull.com.
You can email us any feedback, comments, or inquiries at bustyasianbeautiespod@gmail.com. See you guys next time.